Okay, so then I'll rewrite my motion to read two XLR microphone cables.
35 feet.
So we're just striking the word speaker and putting microphone.
XLR, yeah, the XLR, you know.
I still second that.
You're seconding the amendment?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it could be up to $500, so if we can.
Okay.
35 feet.
Are you also going to amend the length?
Strike 25 feet.
No, well, I mean, because, no, I'm not gonna strike the length because it's up to that value. So if we do buy if the neighborhood council does buy longer ones and they're within the budget, so then they're within the budget.
Okay, so we do have an amendment on the table now, and it's been seconded, so we have to vote on the amendment, and we don't need public comment for this. So
The speaker to microphone.
you just struck a word. You struck out speaker and put microphone in.
Yeah, so I reword the motion.
Right.
Yeah, we just have to have public comment. I don't see any.
You don't need public comment on that. So, all in favor of the amended motion, which will strike out the word speaker and insert the word microphone, raise your hand.
Motion passes 10-0.
Again, with a note that Angela is not in the room. So now we have the amended motion on the floor, which is the approval of the operational expense not to exceed 500 for the purchase of the following items: 4 extension cords of 100 feet each, 4 power strips with 6 outlets each, 2 speaker cables of 6 feet each, and 4 microphone cables of 25 feet each. Board, public comment? No, we changed it to microphone cables. Augie? Yoli? Gama? Capricia? Okay, I do support this for our candidate forum. Luckily, we had Capricia's husband running back and forth and bringing the extensions that we needed to fully operate. If it's just us, we have 2. When for a big event, we needed all 4, and we couldn't reach them to the back of the room, so I definitely support this. Luisana?
No comment.
Michelle?
We definitely need this because I'm bringing some of my personal extension cords and power strips, and it'd be nice if we have our own stuff here. And it is the reason why it's 4 speaker cables is because you can put them together and you can separate them a little bit more as to putting them right close to each other, because one cable goes from one side to the other, and then there's the one to the wall, to the outlet, or the power strip. I don't know if you guys understand me, but you would need to separate them a little bit more, so that's why we say 4, so it could give you a more on the side. Yeah, more range. And yeah, so I support it.
Ruben?
Yes, I want to thank, thing on? I want to thank Javier for his insight. He's a professional, as all of you know. The speaker wires are most definitely needed, because once we get money to give to our constituents and the different activities for them that will be involved, speakers may need to be placed in different locations, and you're going to need those extensions for the speakers. So we need to have that flexibility. So as you know, constituents, this board has been very much involved in getting all this equipment. As you can see how effective it's been. Look at all the mics we have and what have you. They needed them desperately, and I want to thank the board for coming up with this motion. I support it 100%.
Thank you. Cynthia? Cynthia? Hannah?
Yeah, I support the motion.
Victor?
Yeah, I'm in full support of this also, but I just like to make a comment that in the past, what we, neighborhood council, what we try to do is that we try to bring money back into the community, so we would try to use local vendors to purchase items. So I noticed that the quotes that he had from up there are from Guitar Center and from Office Depot. I'm in full support of this, but I would just ask that in the future that if anything we purchase, that we try to use the local vendors to purchase items to bring the money back into the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor.
I want to come.
Oh, I know you will. I know you have answers to it. I believe, Ruben, you don't have an answer to his concern.
Yes, I have. We did have such a vendor here. Now it's that tax people using that corner, so we lost that ability to do just that. Thank you.
Michelle?
Once again, because we are on exhausted efforts, we are not allowed to purchase this stuff. So when we give done these 3 bids, they have already a relationship with these companies, and they get a discount from these companies, and that's what they've been doing with all the stuff that we purchased. We had given them bids, and they choose pretty much for us because we're on exhausted efforts. So even if we pick somebody locally, it's who they choose because we're on exhausted efforts.
Thank you, Luisana. I will say that that's the way the city operates on everything. You have to have 3 bids, and then they go with the cheapest that serves the need. So in the future, when we can purchase our own, definitely, it would be my preference to support the community businesses. Capricia?
I support this.
Are you playing a recording every
Yeah,
time?
again, if we weren't in exhausted efforts, then the first bids or, the money would be spent here, but unfortunately, we still are in exhausted efforts. So that's why we're going, like, our treasurer said, the city has relationships with these companies and they're getting us the best deal. So once we do get off exhausted efforts and we're all on board with it, then we can start pumping money in the community where it's supposed to be at.
Thank you. Yoli?
Sorry, I'm still in support.
Great. Augie? You're good. Okay, so that's all for board discussion. We're ready to go ahead and take a vote. Luisana?
All in favor?
We have to do a line, it's a line item.
Okay, Capricia?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Gama?
Yes.
Ruben?
Simone,
Cynthia? Angela's here. Augie?
Yeah.
Yoli?
Yes.
Marlene?
Yes.
Motion passes 10-0-0.
Great, thank you. Next item, item 11, discussion and possible action. Motion that the LA 32 Neighborhood Council approve the purchase of a 6x3 banner with the LA 32 NC logo. Purchase is not to exceed $150. This banner is an operational item and will be used to identify the functions of LA 32 NC to the community while we're out there at our events. And this motion was submitted by Budget and Finance, right?
Yes.
And so, do you have anything to speak on the motion?
We've used this vendor before, so that's why, they're already in the system with done, so we're giving their quote again.
who made the motion, first of all, before you have
Budget
it?
and
Budget and Finance.
Was it second already?
It came out of the committee. No, she's speaking on the motion
Oh,
right
you
now.
know what? So then I'll make that motion that LA 32 approve the purchase of a 6 by 6 foot by 3 foot banner with the LA 32 logo on it, and the purchase is not to exceed $150. And I do think that it will serve as an operational item because every time we do have a meeting, we could borrow that banner out and have it for us. Oh, sorry.
He's moving the motion. That's all you're doing right now.
Motion. I second the motion that Gama made.
Motion's been moved by Gama and seconded by Capricia. First, we have public comment. Is there any public comment on this item? Board discussion. Augie? Yoli?
In support of the motion.
Gama?
In support because of all the fabulous reasons that we can, again, use this banner for.
Capricia?
I'm in support.
The mic, please.
I am in support of the motion. I just have one question. So what's on the board, if we could make that line where it says website, email, and the like Facebook, if we can make bold that, I think that would help out a little bit. Or maybe put those in separate lines if we can. I'm not sure the best way to go about it. I'm still in support even if you can't make those changes, but I'm just looking, it's sort of hard for me to see those little things. I actually think you guys can probably take out where it says website and email because we already know that's a website and email address.
And make
just
them bigger.
bold it or make the font bigger or italicize it. I don't know, whichever way you wanted to do it to make it so you can see it better from far away.
make the words larger.
Yeah, but either way, I still support it, and you guys can work out the design yourselves.
Thank you. Luisana?
My only comment, maybe just change the Comic Sans, what's it called, font? It's just ugly. That's it.
To change what?
The font,
Okay.
the style. The one that says Jenna Board meets the first.
Okay, Michelle?
No comment.
Ruben?
Yes, the website line, all of that should be, the lettering should be as big as the word general, because the public is always moving, and that's too small for people to see, and the constituents, that's the only way when we have an activity, they're going to know where to get a hold of us, okay, to what's up there. So that has to be legible and large enough, like as big as the G on general, that type of setting, okay? And I'm very glad that it was picked 6 feet. Most of the NCs picked that to be 10 feet by 3, and when you set up your frame on your canopy, they have a tough time tying that thing down, okay? So the fact that you went 6 feet, it makes it so much easier to put on the back, on the front, wherever you decide to put it, depending on the activity and the people involved. That's excellent thinking. But just make that lettering much larger. I think that's so important for the constituents.
Thank you. Cynthia?
Yes, I have 2 comments. The first comment is, can we add the ending time of our meetings? 6 to 9? Or 9:30? Well,
No.
it's 6 to 9. Just add the 9 p.m. to that. And the second thing I wanted to make a comment on is in regards to our amounts to spend throughout the month. I know that they gave us a certain amount and we couldn't pass like $2,500. Can we get 2 banners instead of just 1? Do we have the money in the budget for maybe possibly getting 2? Yeah, I mean, that would make it a lot more economical. If anybody else has an event the same day, we'll be able to transfer that one with that person as they sign out our inventory list and the whole process. So I'm just suggesting that we get more than 1, possibly 2.
Thank you. Victor?
Yeah, I'm in full support of this. This is, we really need this for our outreach. This is a long time coming, we need this. All I ask is that, if possible, that you can center out the, our logo and the city logo. If you notice, next to the city logo is way over there, and
Yep.
over here, the our logo is, just center that out, and that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Can anybody address any of the concerns on this side of the table? Maybe Michelle?
I know it looks a little weird because we scanned it, but the original one, I know that's not the original one. Because we scanned it, we've been waiting for this for the last, what, 2 months, I think? 2, 3 months. So we made copies and copies, yeah, but the original one that the people that are printing it did a great job, and it's aligned and everything, the way they did it, yeah.
Okay, Luisana?
Sorry about the font. If you can just keep the font the same, so it just looks goofy, like that we switched from the one from Neighborhood Council to the Comic Sans. Just keep it all uniform, just so it looks nice.
You're thinking about that line where the website is?
No, there's
The font.
The font.
He doesn't know what that
Every
means.
font has a different word
Style.
identifying a style, yeah. And that font, you only pick that font. So,
No, I know what you're talking
no, you
about.
only pick that font.
So the concerns that I do have is bolding the website and the emails, changing the font. I do have to say I agree with changing the font. I think it should all be,
The regular, the Roman times, whatever, what's it called, the times?
No, I think it should be the one at the bottom.
it should all be one. It should be one, whatever it is, it should be one, and probably not the cursive. Just the regular font and uniform all the way through.
It's consistent.
Because Calibri is.
Old English. Old English is what it's called. So we
Yeah.
can change it to Old English.
No, that's what he wants.
Oh, Old English, oh no.
Okay, I'm
So
sorry,
fancy.
I do have the floor, and in addition, the other concern I heard was 2 banners instead of 1, but we did put a cap, or your motion does read to not exceed $150.
Can we amend it?
Can we amend that so we can put 2, because it is very practical to have.
You can all do what you want.
I'd like to amend that motion.
What is your proposed
For
amendment?
it to read, instead of one, instead of approve the purchase of A, approve the purchase of 2 6x3 banners with the LA32NC logo. Purchase is not to exceed.
$300.
If you want to.
Okay,
Second,
you second the amendment?
yes.
What about?
We don't have to do public comment on an amendment. And board discussion on the amendment? What? Is there any board discussion on the amendment?
Could you repeat the amendments, please?
The amended motion will now read that,
Do you want me to read it?
sure.
Okay. Motion that LA32NC approve the purchase of 2 6x3 banners with the LA32NC logo. Purchase is not to exceed $300. The banner is an operational item and will be used to identify the functions of the LA32NC to the community.
Right, the motion ends at $300. So, okay?
Oh, that's the end, okay.
Yeah. So we're ready to vote on the amendment.